Hello viewers, so today I'm spending my 14-day quarantine at the Fairmont Hotel, which is one of the many hotels the government has designated for our SHN or stay home notice. A few days ago, I flew in from Bangkok to Singapore, feeling generally anxious about the whole procedure, like what to expect upon arrival or where I'll be sent for our SHN. Many questions popped up into our minds, and this not really knowing what to expect was indeed a daunting experience. So we made this video to help you guys have a better understanding of what to expect if you fly into Singapore during the COVID-19 pandemic, and I hope you guys enjoy and find this video useful. On Monday afternoon, we arrived 2.5 hours early at Suvarnabhumi airport, and the only two doors that were opened when we were there were doors 1 and 2. Of course, there were the usual temperature screenings before entering the terminal, and given that ours was the only departing international flight at that time, checking in at the Singapore Airlines counter was easy, and we swiftly went through customs and immigration, only taking a total of less than 10 minutes. The airport felt unusually empty and quiet, a dramatic change from the usual hustle and bustle. Stores were opened yet deserted, and most of the people I saw were store and airport workers. Given the current circumstances, this was hardly any surprise. There were only 3 weekly flights from Bangkok to Singapore, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, all of which departs at 6:30 p.m. from Bangkok and arrives at Singapore at around 10 p.m. Before boarding the flight, each of us helped ourselves to a goodie bag filled with earplugs, drinks, and snacks. The flight we were on was as empty as the airport. There were no more than 40 passengers on the plane. Most of the seats in the flight were vacant, with socially distanced seating. It was mandatory for all working personnel and passengers on the plane to wear masks throughout the flight, and all sorts of contact between everyone was kept to the minimum. Our 2 hours flight went by quickly, and we landed in Singapore ahead of schedule. Upon arrival at the immigration hall, there were several desks before the immigration counters to check our health declaration forms. Thereafter, we could then safely proceed to immigration and conveyor belt to pick up our luggages. As we cleared customs, we were directed to an area of the arrival hall, where the registration counters for the stay-home notice were. To our delightful surprise, we were told that we were to be accommodated at the Fairmont Hotel, a luxurious and pleasant 5-star hotel. Shortly after, some 15 of us were led past the exit, and we boarded one of the tour buses which was waiting for us. On the bus, the first 2 rows did not allow passengers to sit on, and this was to maintain a safe distance with the bus driver. Again, as in the plane, all seats in the bus had strings and markers on the seats to ensure that there was social distancing between everyone. After a smooth 25 minutes drive, we arrived at our destination, The officer asked that families with young children be given priority to check in. We waited patiently for our turn and checked in at a separate corner of the hotel, ordered our 3 meals for the next day, got our keycards, and proceeded to our connecting rooms on the 7th floor. Ordering food was simple. From our smartphones, we used the camera function to scan the QR code provided from the hotel, and a link popped up and guided us to fill out some details. And shortly, a menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner showed up for us to select what we like to have for the next few days. At regular times each day, we heard the doorbell ring, which meant that our food was here. As you may or may not know, Singapore is well known for imposing strict laws with severe penalties for crime offenders. As we were serving our quarantine or SHN in our hotel rooms, the government ensured that no effort was spared, that we remained in our hotel room at all times. We received daily calls, and sometimes WhatsApp video calls from ICA authorities to check on our whereabouts.
Hello, good afternoon. Is that? Hi, I'm Justin Tan. I'm calling on behalf of the Immigration and Checkpoint Authorities. This is regarding your 14-day stay-home notice. Can you first tell me the last 4 digits of your IC, please? And the English letter at the end of it? According to ICA, you're on 14-day stay-home notice. Where are you now? Near the Fairmont Hotel. Is it convenient to do a video call? Okay, can you just show me the hotel telephone in the room? Alright, thanks.
We also get messages at least 3 times a day when we have to click on the links to report our location. Besides this, there's daily greetings from the hotel front desk to check on how we were feeling as well.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. My name is Victor calling from front desk. How are you and your family today?
We are feeling fine.
Thank you.
Today.
And every 2 days, ICA officers come and knock on our doors to make sure that we are in our rooms.
Can I look at your IC, please? Yes, yeah. Can you tell me your IC number? Yeah, correct. So far, how y'all feel? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah? Then have a nice day. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
On day 7 of our stay, we received a pleasant surprise of sweet delicacies as well as a greeting card from the management of Fairmont Hotel congratulating us for making it halfway through our SHN. How very thoughtful. On day 9, a message containing a scheduled appointment of when to take our COVID-19 swab test was sent to our cell phone. Day 11 was finally here, and it was time to take our swab test. It was the only time we were allowed to leave our rooms throughout our SHN. We left our rooms and took the hotel lift to the 6th floor, where medical officers directed us to the Piperia room. The COVID-19 swab test was quick and took no more than 2 to 3 minutes, where they first inserted a 6-inch swab through one of our nostrils into the cavity between the nose and mouth, held for 10 seconds before pulling it out. This procedure was repeated on the other nostril, and it caused some discomfort but painless nonetheless. On day 13, ICA called us up, informing us of our test result.
Systems calling on behalf of ICA. You've been placed on a 14-day stay-home notice. Actually, my call is to let you know that your swab test result is negative, so all is good for you. And kindly stay at the hotel until the remaining period of your SHN, and failure to comply, this may be used against you, just for your information only.
Spending 14 days in quarantine sure feels like a long time. Just how do we keep ourselves occupied? For starters, it helps to have company to do it with you. But the key, really, is to plan daily routines that keep us occupied as much as possible. For example, we would have 2 to 3 meals a day, watch TV, especially the news.
17 million people around the world now have been infected with coronavirus since the pandemic began.
During our SHN, worldwide infection of COVID-19 cases jumped from 17 to over 19 million cases in the span of just 1 week. Of course, we watched movies and TV series as well, and studied and worked to keep us busy. Of course, never forget to indulge in exercises for about 30 minutes to an hour every day to lose some calories. If you keep yourselves busy like we did, 14 days will go by easily and quickly. To me, half the fun about being in quarantine was to be on the balcony observing the environment in front of my very eyes. Admiring the incredible view was one thing, and another, watching people strolling, jogging, biking leisurely on the streets as vehicles rolled by. The Swiss hotel next door had residents, also on stay-home notices, staring out their balconies, chatting on their phones, and engaging in some physical activities at times. Friends and family dropped by occasionally to see us, and I sighted buses parked in front of the Swiss hotel, dropping off passengers, getting ready to check in for their SHN. On day 14, we received a phone call from the hotel front desk informing us of our checkout time for the next day.
So tomorrow your checkout timing, we have scheduled you at 1:15. Okay, come down to level 4, bring everything with you, and then we will help you with the checkout from there.
On the same day, we had the good fortune to witness Singapore's 55th National Day celebration, where there are many impressive events for the day, such as airplane flyovers, marching soldiers on the Padang, which also feature loud roaring cannons, followed by an exciting showcase of military tanks parading through the Esplanade Drive. On day 15, we received the sweet surprise from the hotel and a certificate of achievement for completing 14 days of quarantine. And finally, it was time to check out. So have you decided to come back to Singapore soon? If you have, here's a reminder that you have to fill out a health declaration form and submit it to ICA via this website. Or you can download the SG Arrival Card app on your smartphones and submit your information there. You may do this up to 3 days before your flight. From August 11th onwards, the ICA started issuing every passenger a set of tracking devices consisting of a wristband which everyone must wear, that communicates with a gateway device that plugs into a wall socket. These in turn must be registered and linked with a phone app called Stay Home at SG. This is for ICA to track people who were placed on SHN more effectively. Anyway, that wraps up my video, and I wish you the best of luck wherever your travels take you.